Alright everyone, so today I am talking about the Tello. And what I wanted to do for you here today is show you a little bit of a video of how this does and how well it flies. And if you can hear from the audio of this video, it's actually a little bit windy out. And which is good because this is going to show you real world conditions on how this thing flies, which, spoiler alert, is pretty fantastic. So, got the Tello, got my phone. So what we do is we're going to navigate here to the Telo app, and I'm actually going to do a screen record here for everybody. So first launch the Telo app, and then it's going to prompt you through what you need to do. So it's saying we need to connect the Telo, and we're going to click the little power button on the Telo, and then we're going to confirm. Yep, light is flashing on there. And we're just going to let it connect from here. And let's go into our Wi-Fi. We got Telo connected, perfect. And we're going to launch the app again. And we should be set to go, which we are. So here we've got the takeoff options. We've got the flight mode options settings. Then we've got our battery and all of our telemetry data. This is where you can access files actually on here, the photo and video, which I've got it all cleared out for today. Go between photo and video mode. We're going to go into video mode. We're going to hit record, and I'm going to do a little flight demonstration for you. So let's back up, and we're going to hit the takeoff button, swipe over. Alright, and as you can see, it took a little bit for the vision position sensors to kick in. We started right here, and it moved over, I'd say a good 6 feet. But look at how stable that is in the wind. And that leads me to my first point here is how good of a job this thing flies. So we're bouncing around a little bit. I've got a little error message that popped up that's saying it's windy today, which we know that. And let's just start flying right away. Again, the point of this is to show you how well this flies, even in bad conditions like this, where it's easily 12-mile-an-hour gusts right now. And we're going to get a little video of ourselves. And let's go ahead and do a manual pan just to show you how easy it is to fly this thing. Look at that. Awesome flyer. One thing here that I want to show is, because before I bought this, I wanted to know like what the range was on this thing. So let's just fly it out a little ways. We're already down to a low wireless signal. It's bouncing in and out. And there we lost our vision position a little bit if you saw it, because basically that grass I don't think is enough contrast. And now we lost range right about there. So let's go ahead and bring it back if we can. So again, this is a $100 quadcopter. And actually what I want to say here is how great this thing really is. For $100, it really doesn't buy you much anymore in the world of drones. Actually, it buys you just about nothing that's even close to this capability. I've got the Hubsan products, the X4, which I think is an awesome product. But this is just somehow more fun to fly. This doesn't have quite the range, but we're going to show a little test video on that with a range extender. But let's just walk through some of these modes. So we have a 360 mode, which will enable here. And it's not going to do it because of the high wind velocity. Let's try a circle quick. Okay, so it's not going to do any of these, which is actually probably a good thing. Being that it's windy, you really don't want this thing flying all over the place and getting itself lost. But let's go ahead and try something. Let's live a little bit dangerously. We're going to point out of the sun, and let's just go ahead and go full stick up. And I'm going to show you something that Ryze put into the flight software now. Basically, it's only going to allow this to go up 33 feet now, which is good. Being that this doesn't have GPS, it's just working off the downward position sensors, you really don't want it. And see, right there's a good example. With the wind and the vision position, it is kind of struggling with it. And again, these are heavier winds than what you'd fly this in typically. But it's good for you to see. You know, worst case scenario, how is this thing going to function? Does have brushed motors, so the motors typically won't last as long. But I do want to show you something here. So let's go ahead and try a hand landing, which, you know, could be a little bit dangerous given the wind. Alright, it's not even going to let us do a hand landing. So that is pretty interesting. One thing we're going to have to try is just a manual landing. And we'll see if we can do that without crashing in here. Look at that. Alright, the one big failure with the Hubsan products that I've seen is that they keep the motors enclosed, which is, in my opinion, what's burning them out as fast as they are. And on this, they're actually wide open. So I'm touching this after all the flying around we just did, and they are not even warm right now, which is just awesome. So what I'm going to do is stop the video, and we're going to try a range extender on this to show you what that's going to do for you. Alright, so I'm going to show you the setup I've got now. I'm going back into the Telo app, and I've got my Mi Wi-Fi range extender, and we're just going to do ourselves a quick little test. So we're waiting for everything to connect up. I am hiding behind my vehicle now because it is that windy. So we'll just kind of see how things go here. We'll let it all connect up, and I've actually been pretty happy with this. I'm curious to see what this is going to do with these windy conditions. So again, we've got the app up. We're going to flip it into video mode. We're going to hit record, and we are going to do ourselves a little range test. So let's take off, and let's hope it doesn't fly into us here with the wind. Perfect. And then let's just take her out a ways. So it seems a lot more calm than it was a few moments ago. As you can see so far, full bars. I have electronic devices around me. I'm actually filming this at a school, of all places. So really, again, it's real world testing, and we are out way further than we were before. And we've only dropped 1 bar of reception. And I'm actually going to stop here, and I'm going to see if by aiming this, oh yeah, we got another bar as soon as I aimed it that direction. So I actually can barely even see it out there, so I'm hoping we don't lose vision positioning. Point of this is, how awesome is this that you can fly with this setup? The thing is almost out of sight. I mean, typically I would not even consider flying it this far away. And holy cow, I mean, I've got DJI products, I've got the best Hubsan products that they make, and I'm flying a $100 drone and having as much, maybe even more fun with this. How cool is that? I mean, that anyone can go walk into Best Buy today, and if you've got a smart device like a tablet or a phone, you can fly this. I mean, this is just about as easy as it comes. And what I really, really like about this is out of all the devices, all I have to charge is the drone. You know, as far as this, it's like you use your cell phone and you're good to go. So I'm not sitting here messing around charging controllers and all that sort of stuff. It's like, this is just so simple. I really cannot emphasize that enough. And actually, let's see if we can see it. You know, I see it off in the distance, so we're going to lower it down some. Because what I want to show here too is this thing is no slouch as far as speed goes. So if we go into settings and change it to fast mode, Look at this thing. That is a rocket. And then you stop. If you get in trouble, you let off the sticks, and it just stops. So again, let's go back this way, and I'm going to punch it. Look at that. 18 miles an hour. Just like that. I mean, this thing is sporty. Awesome. Just awesome amount of fun. So let's see if it lets us do the flight modes. I'm going to go back into slow mode. And let's just try a 360. Start. And there it is. It's doing a little 360 for us. You get the point. We'll stop that one. We'll go into the next. Flight mode, circle. Now with this, it does a very good circle, but it's very tight. So this is something you'd put, a few feet away from you and let it go around. So again, we're going to stop that. It does it very smoothly for being a non-GPS drone. Up and away. So that one is also pretty cool. And as you can see, it stops your recording if you have one, because it's going to record the clip of what you're doing. So let's go ahead and do an up and away. I've got some poles and some trees, but I'm not worried about those because this does not do a very far up and away. So let's go ahead and click it. Alright, so now just as I clicked that, it got a little bit windy. So let's just see. Nope. Alright, so we got the high wind velocity warning again. But I mean, look at that thing. It is just rock solid. I mean, I would put this up against any other drone I have for fun to fly factor. And let's go ahead and hit the recording again so we've got something to go off of here. But look at this thing. It is awesome. It's really windy and it's handling everything very, very well. This is a good way to train not just newbies on how to fly drones or children. I mean, I've been flying drones quite a bit here and I'm fairly experienced with them. And I still prefer this. If I'm going out to eat with the family and I just want to bring something for just in case I've got time to fly it, I'm taking this thing. With the battery life it has, you get 13 minutes out of this, which is plenty of time to go throw it up if you're by a lake or you got some cool scenery. Whatever the case may be, look at that thing just zipping around. And then let off the controls and it stops. Awesome. The other thing too is the hand landing. All that stuff is just great. And the best part about this, for $100, if I crash this or whatever the situation may be, it's not really going to wreck my day. And that's really, to me, the best part about this, is that drones are getting smaller and smaller. And that being said, show you hand landing. Look at that. So I'm going to go ahead. Very clear video. Look at that dork. Very clear video. And what I was going to say about the size of these things, how cool is it that we now have devices that are this capable and this small? I mean, that is tiny. It's not quite fit it in your pocket because the arms don't fold up. But, I mean, my goodness, this is getting awesome. And flying big drones, I can say that scares people. If you're at a park or something, that's just not really what you want to do. But something like this, people think it's a toy, and it really is, but it's very, very capable. So that's a little brief overview of the flight. So just to sum up the video, I am really, really pleased with this Ryze Tello, and I'm comparing it to the Spark because I think that's a pretty fair comparison in the sense that, DJI's had involvement with both. They're both very small for what they are, and obviously the Spark is more capable basically in every way, from capacity in the battery to the camera to being a gimbal. And this is an electronically stabilized video. If you do any research, and I think a lot of people get scared away from the Spark because you're spending $400 on something that has had some known issues to fly away in certain circumstances. Firmware upgrades. to mitigate that, but that's something that can scare people off from these purchases. And the Tello is just so small. It's probably a third of the size of the Spark. So it's just to bring it places. It's easy. People aren't scared of this. You're not going to scare animals. It's just overall is a very good experience. Now when it comes down to raw flying power and distance, the Spark's going to beat it all day long. But for 90% of the usage, day in and day out, this is going to do it for you. So really appreciate you watching. Please subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you in the next video.